Hi there, Sandra here from the Schwowin's Nest. Welcome to my Holly Jolly Christmas DIYs and Decor series. DIY number 1 is using this 5x7 artist's canvas. I like to flip them over so you can see the frame. I'm going to take chalked paint by Rust-Oleum in the color Chiffon Cream and just do the inside of the panel. I want this to have a little bit of a vintage look. For the frame, I'm using some burnt umber and some black, and I'm going to just create a deep chocolate brown. While the frame is drying, I'm going to work on the picture. I printed off 2 of these little red trucks, and this is a free printable. I will have a link down in my description box. I'm just going to cut one of them out for now. I did use scissors at first, and now I'm just taking this fine craft knife and cutting out all the small areas. I'm not gluing the red truck down yet, but I do want to just put it in the area that I want it to be on the picture, so I can take this cutout of a tree and trace around where it would be in the back of the truck. If you've been out at craft stores and looking at different paintbrushes, have you noticed how different they all are? When you get a large set, there's going to be some fine tip, some thicker ones, some angles. Those are all created to make painting easier. What I'm going to do with this little sharp angled brush is put the tip of it on where the tip of the tree is, and then just let the brush do the work for me. You can see that I'm pressing down and swooping, and that's going to give me a perfect line where the tip of my tree needs to be. I've gone all the way down the one side, and now I'm turning the picture upside down so I can do the same thing coming towards me. I'm still using the angle of the brush to help me get the lines that I need. Using the same brush and some black paint, I'm just going to give the tree a little bit more dimension. While I wait for the tree to dry, I'm going to take a larger dry brush and some of the chiffon cream that's in the lid of the paint can and dry brush around the frame. Using Mod Podge, I'm going to glue the truck down in place. Using some white paint and a chippy brush, I'm going to just add a little bit of paint to the brush and then stipple or pounce my brush right on top of the tree and the truck to give it a snow-kissed effect. I'm also going to add some snow to the rest of where the chiffon cream is. I was liking the look of this, but I thought it needed something extra. So I'm taking a fine point marker and just going over the outline of the tree and the truck. It's just going to make it pop a little bit more. Using my favorite black scrapbooking marker, I'm going to write the words Fresh Cut Christmas Trees. So Fresh Cut in Trees is just going to be in some capital letters, very simple. And Christmas I'm going to do in a little bit more of a script look. Using the fine tip end of the scrapbooking marker, I'm just going to draw some shadow lines on fresh cut and trees. For a final look, I'm going to add some holly and a few berries. DIY number 2 is making a fabric Christmas tree. I'm just folding a paper in half here and drawing out the template that I'm going to be using to cut out the fabric. I do it on the fold, so I only have to cut one side, and then I've got a full Christmas tree. I'm going to be using this buffalo check fabric that I got at Crafter's Square from the Dollar Tree. And I want to give a shout out to Vesna TV because she's the one who actually picked it up for me. She lives in the same town and we try to help each other out. When we see some things that are hard to find at the Dollar Tree, we usually scoop a whole bunch and then share it amongst ourselves. So I'm just tracing out the tree and then I'm going to cut it out. I've now folded the tree right side up and I'm going to just use hot glue to press the edges together using this little silicone makeup applicator that is also a Dollar Tree find. Now it's time to stuff the tree. I'm using some fiberfill that came from a pillow from Walmart. They're like $4, so you get tons of fiberfill for that. And I'm going to just push it in using a chopstick and my fingers and just gently press the fiberfill into all the little points and corners. Once it's full the way I like it, I'm just going to hot glue the bottom edge together. I'm going to repeat this whole process 3 more times because I want 4 pieces of tree, so 4 half pieces. I needed something to finish off the tree. I didn't like the raw edges of where it was glued, and of course it was fraying a little bit. So I went in my stash and I found these black shoelaces, and I thought they would be just perfect. So I'm just gluing them down into the center. So the seam of the tree is going into the center of the shoelace, and then I'm just pinching the edges to fold the shoelace over the seam of the tree. I'm going to do that just for the branches part of the tree. I don't need to do it for the inside where the stem would be. For the trunk of the tree, I'm using a branch that I trimmed off outside in my backyard, and I'm going to use my miter shears to trim off the top and the bottom to give it a nice straight edge. Using some hot glue, I'm going to put a generous portion on the stick, and then I'm going to take one of the half trees and push it into the stick so it secures nice and firm. Right now it's kind of looking like a Christmas tree flag, but what I'm going to do next is take the other black tree. You can see that I have some red shoelaces on 2 of them and black. I did run out of black. I only had the 2 laces, but I did have the same exact type of laces in red, and I thought red would be a nice little pop of color. I'll do the same gluing technique with the red ones. They're going to be on the opposite sides of the black one. I've set the tree aside for now to make sure that the glue has time to set, and I've decided to make a little stick star for the top. Keep it a little bit on the rustic side. So I'm just going to use some hot glue and create a little star. I'm putting a generous amount of hot glue on the top of the stick, and I'll just glue on the star. I wanted to stick with a rustic look, so I decided to drill a hole in one of these wood discs using a 1/2-inch spade bit. My son did help me drill that very quickly because we had to clamp it down. What I'm going to do now is just hot glue all of those pieces together to form a base. The final step is to place some hot glue right inside that hole and stick the tree in. I think this tree turned out super cute. My last project is super easy and super inexpensive. I am going to take a Walmart tablecloth in that buffalo check pattern and some cardboard and make myself a tree collar. Now, tree collars are all the rage this year, and I decided that I wanted to make one because I tend to change my themes on a yearly basis. So next year I may not be doing anything with buffalo check, and I might want to invest in one, or maybe I might even find one over the Christmas holidays when things are on for half price. You never know. Anyway, I just am cutting out a piece of cardboard that I had, and I just made sure that it fit all the way around my tree. I folded it a few different times so it would be more of a rounded shape, and now I'm simply hot gluing that tablecloth right onto it. I've got both of these pieces covered. One is a little taller and one's a little shorter. The shorter piece will go in the back, and I'm just using this double-sided foam tape to attach them together. This project seriously only took me 10 minutes, and it turned into a beautiful addition to my Christmas tree. I hope you enjoyed these projects today, and if you did, I'd love for you to stick around a while and see what I'm up to. hit that subscribe button. Those two black arrows will show you exactly where to click. Thank you so much for watching right to the end. I really appreciate it. See you in the next one.